Are we live?
All right. Shabbat Shalom, Yasharala. This great Millstone, Louisiana Saints, New Orleans camp, coming back at you with another live Shabbat lesson. But before we get started, as always, we're going to give all praises, honor, and glory to
Yahweh,
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 Hashem,
Bahashem,
Yahweh,
Yahushua, Bahashem, Rakakwadash.
double honors the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and Shalom to the hopeful elect. So this is going to be a real straight to the point lesson. We're in these last days. A lot of our people have woken up to who we are. You so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. You're the Israelites of the Bible, and these people in these harlot houses, they're still pushing this doctrine of lawlessness. This doctrine that you can do whatever you want. The law was nailed to the cross, and it's crazy to think that because they say the Old Testament was done away with, but if that were true, you could murder someone, you could commit adultery. These people, they'll accept tithes, they'll accept money from their congregation, but they'll say the law was done away with. And this is one of the scriptures they use to justify that. So we're just going to break it down with grace. You can get that Colossians.
This is Colossians chapter 2, verse 14. It says, blotting out the handwriting of ordinances that was against us, which was contrary to us, and took it out of the way, nailing it to his cross.
Right, nailing it to the cross. Now they try to say that this means Jesus, when he died, the law was nailed to the cross. First of all, it says blotting out the handwriting of ordinances. This is talking about the man-made ordinances that the scribes and Pharisees were keeping at that time, and they were holding our people to. And Yahushua did away with that, with his sacrifice. We're no longer bound by that Levitical priesthood. And to prove that the law is not a handwritten ordinance, if a brother can get that Exodus 31 and 18, because the laws of the Most High are eternal. They're not something that a man just sat down and wrote. You got people saying the Catholic Church wrote the Bible to control people, all these barbershop niggerhood doctrines. All right, the law of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai comes straight from the Heavenly Father. Brother got the Exodus.
What it is? I get it.
31 and 18.
This is the book of Exodus, chapter 31 and verse 18. It says, and he gave unto Moses, when he had made an end of communing with him upon the Mount Sinai, 2 tables of testimony, tables of stone written with the finger of Yahweh.
Right, written with the finger of Yahweh. Now in Colossians it says that the handwriting of ordinances was nailed to the cross, which lets you know this is not talking about the commandments of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. It's talking about the laws that were contrary to us. Read that again, Kayo.
It says, blotting out the handwriting of ordinances that was against us, which was contrary to us, and took it out of the way, nailing it to his cross.
Now, what further proves this isn't talking about the commandments, it says, which was contrary to us. Our laws is our wisdom and knowledge in the sight of the nations. The laws of the Most High are not contrary to Israel. Our flesh is contrary to the law. We're at war with our members every day to keep the commandments, but the commandments are actually righteous. The commandments are life. Matter of fact, Bayan, you got that Baruch?
I got the Baruch, and I got a precept behind it too. This is Baruch chapter 4, starting at the top. This is the book of the commandments of the Most High, and the law that endureth forever. All they that keep it shall come to life, but such as leave it shall die.
It says the law that endured sometimes.
No, it endureth forever.
Forever, man. The law endures forever, and the law is life. The law tells you how to establish a family, tells you how to establish a society, it tells you how to govern nature, how to govern your animals, how to have a fully functioning economy. It tells you how to go to war properly, how to not, chop down the trees when you go to war with somebody, to keep when you conquer a land, you don't want all of the trees to be destroyed. Like everything that you need to govern the earth properly is in the law. So the law wasn't contrary to us, and the law was never nailed to the cross. That's a horrible, ridiculous interpretation of scripture. But our people do that because they want to justify eating pork. They want to justify being niggas. They want to justify loving the heathen, being degenerate. The law speaks against that, man. Did you say you have one, Bayan?
Yeah, Khan. I got 2 Kings 17, and I'm gonna start at 37. It says, in the statutes, in the ordinance, and the law, and the commandments which he wrote for you, ye shall observe to do forevermore. And ye shall not fear other gods. And the covenant that I have made with you, ye shall not forget, neither shall ye fear other gods.
Yeah, forever. There it is again. It's plain, man. There's no way. First of all, the Most High exists outside of time. Why would he create a group of commandments that are only good for a couple of thousand years, and then he would have to send back his son to nail those commandments to the cross, and now you can do whatever you want? That doesn't make any sense. That's complete madness. But keep going on that, Baruch.
Verse 2, it says, turn thee, O Jacob, and take hold of it. Walk in the presence of the light thereof, that thou mayest be illuminated.
Right. It tells you in Psalms that the commandments, I believe it's Proverbs, the commandments are a lamp, they light our steps. So it says, walk in the presence of the light thereof, that thou mayest be illuminated. You're supposed to walk in the commandments forever. It doesn't change. Why would Yahushua come back to do away with light? He is the light. That's madness, man. Matter of fact, since we said that, Kalai, you still holding that Matthew?
Con, I got you.
Con.
It's Matthew chapter 5 and verse 17. It says, think not that I come to destroy the law or the prophets. I am not come to destroy, but to fulfill.
That's plain, man. We were saying before we started, you could just close the book after that. Yahushua said, think not that I come to destroy the law. But that's all people think. Oh, the law was nailed to the cross. The law was done away with. Where is that in the scriptures? When did Yahushua tell somebody that you could sin now? I'm about to go up on the cross. It's okay for you to just be a reprobate.
Hey, I'm holding that too for you.
God.
Oh, you got it.
Which one?
Okay, y'all keep hold that Matthew. We're coming back to it.
Gotcha.
I was holding that to back you up. This Sirach 15 and 20. He hath commanded no man to do wickedly, neither hath he given any man license to sin.
Okay, you got it.
Yeah, so like you said, the laws are not nailed to the cross, as they say. He is not giving us the order the liberty to just go and do as we want to do. You know, to be wicked, to go against the laws. They were put in us, or not put in us. They were given to us, and that's a part of that covenant too. And when you think about it, how much sense does it make for him to give us the law, then for Yahushua to come and die and be so-called nailed to the cross, or to them to be done away with, then in the kingdom, we'll put the laws back in us. That don't make sense.
Makes no sense. Also, why would he punish us for breaking the law and then tell us that we don't have to keep the law? What's the point of the punishment then? Why are we in this condition if the laws have been nailed to the cross? Why are we under the curse of the law? The law is done away with. You got it, Bayan. You want to say something?
Yeah, like I said, part of that old Christian church of what they teach is that, you know, Yahushua went through everything that he went through just for us to do what the fuck we want. Come on, man, like what's going on? And like you said, in according to the new covenant, they're going to put the new covenant in our inward parts. So why all of a sudden we just get this break all of a sudden to do what the fuck we want? You got to think, Jake.
Hey,
whenever you get finished.
I was gonna say, I might add on to that. A part of that new covenant is the laws, and a part of the old covenant is the laws. So I mean, even if you were to say that the new covenant opening it up for everybody, a part of the covenant is the keeping of the law.
That's plain. Yeah, you got it, Yakina.
This is Romans 7:1. Romans 7:1. It says, "Know ye not, brethren, but I speak to them that know the law, how that the law has dominion over a man as long as he liveth."
Yeah, that's plain. Yeah, as long as he liveth, man. We're bound to the laws as long as we're alive, man. There's no way around that. There's no point where you could just say, you know what, I kept the commandments up until this point. Now I'm gonna take a vacation from the commandments. Now I went so long without eating pork. now I'm gonna have just one little pork chop. That's not in the scriptures, man. The law is forever. We just read it in Baruch. It's all throughout the scriptures. Matter of fact, Kabar, if you can get Psalms 119 and 44, and I know you holding, we're gonna get it in just a moment. But the law is forever, man. It endures forever, and it makes sense because the law is what's righteous. So, of course, righteousness endures forever. So there's no point where you could temporarily be wicked. That's off.
It's
I
another
got a
one.
precept for you too, bro.
Okay.
You want to go ahead?
You going Yaga now? Or?
Yeah, a little more. I want to jump down.
Okay.
It's all good, but I want to jump down to about 5. I'm gonna read to about 7. It says, for when in Romans 7 and 5, it says, for when we were in the flesh, the motions of sin, which were by the law, did work in our members to being to bringing forth fruit unto death. But now we are delivered from the law, that being dead within, we were held, that we should serve in newness of spirit and not in the oldness of the letter, which shall be, my bad. It said, what shall we say then? Is the law sin? God forbid. Nay, I did not know sin, but by the law, for I did not know lust, except the law had said, thou hast not coveted.
Okay. And what's a way to summarize all of that? Grace. All right, we're under a period of grace right now to get right, and grace includes, like the brother just read, you don't know sin until the law. All right, 1 John 3 and 4. All right, sin is the transgression of the law. Now, before you come into the truth, you think sin is just doing something wrong or doing something bad. No, there's an actual definition. When you transgress a law, you commit sin. And so once you find out you're an Israelite, you're supposed to keep the commandments.
Yeah, that backs up what you said right here in Romans 6 and 14. It says, for sin shall not have dominion over you, for ye are not under the law, but under grace.
Yeah, under grace, man. Which means the law is still in effect, but we're not under the punishment, the judgments of the law. For example, if you're dealing with a woman that wasn't a virgin in the ancient world, you'd be put to death. That's adultery. In this society, all of these women are ran through. So there's a grace period. Same thing with the Sabbath. You break the Sabbath, brothers got to go to work. We're not sovereign right now. We don't have full control over our economy. There's a grace period for us to get right, but we're not supposed to use that as an occasion to the flesh. Like, okay, I can't keep the law perfectly, so I'm gonna just be a nigger. I'm gonna just go all the way out in wickedness. That's not what we're here for.
I got you something.
Okay.
This John, verse 1. I'm gonna start at 14. It says, and the word was made flesh and dwelt among us, and we beheld his glory, and the glory as of the only begotten of the Father, full of grace and truth. John bare witness of him and cried, saying, this was he of whom I spake. He that cometh after me is preferred before me, for he was before me. Here we go. And of his fullness have we received, and grace for grace. For the law was given by Moses, but grace and truth came by the Mashiach Yahushua, which the end of the law is really grace and mercy. Once you brothers do the calculations of what the actual law is, once it be fulfilled, that's why through grace and mercy, we're going to get the law stored in our inward parts. So really the end of the law is grace and mercy, which is Yahushua. All right, that's why it says the law was given by Moses, but, so it should never be a but, right? If the law is the law, it's concrete, it's legit. All right, so actually the end all be all is the law is actually truly eternal grace and mercy. You got it, bro.
God, because without grace and mercy, we'd all be dead. There would be no flesh to be saved, because under the old covenant, every single one of us is worthy of death. All right, we haven't gone back to Jerusalem 3 times a year. We haven't kept the law perfectly. So without Yahweh, you got it.
Yeah. Now you finished?
Yeah, without Yahweh, the law is void, because there wouldn't be any Israelites to keep the law. You got it.
Right. And that's why when Yakanan was reading that in the orders of the letter, it also says, he that is dead is free from the law. So what do that actually mean? You see, he that is dead, but we know when a man died, what happens? He transitioned into, well, he don't have to be taught the law or given the law. It's like, not that it don't exist, but it's what? It's automatic. That's why when we tell Jake, hey man, when you die, you go and get this anyways, man. All right. Really, you go and get the mercy of the Lord. When the Lord killed you, he said, I did you good. He said, when I have consumed you, I did you good. Because now you're going to fully have the law, all right, which I ain't going to have to show it and teach it to you. That's why it says if he be dead, only if a man be dead is the only way he's free from the law. You got it, bro.
Yeah, there's no sinning in the spirit world. There's no sinning in the heavens. You good. But, you can get that Psalms 119 real quick.
Psalms 119 verse 44. So shall I keep thy law continually forever and ever.
So shall I keep thy law continually forever and ever. That's all throughout the scriptures, man. There's no scripture that even alludes to the law being temporal. And the scriptures that they use, you know, Abarat is making sense to you, Akim. It's all dealing with grace, dealing with, you know, us not being under the law, but under grace. You know, it also tells you in that the same book, you know, shall we then make void the law through faith? No, we established the law. Why would you establish the law through faith if the law was done away with? That's madness. But you got it, Kalaya. You got one?
Because it's even prophesied, that those that will be saved from the upcoming destruction will be doing the rehearsing of righteous acts. All right. This is Judges 5:11. It says, they that are delivered from the noise of the archers, which is those nuclear missiles, the ICBM missiles. All right. It says, in the place of drawing waters, there shall they rehearse the righteous acts of the Lord. In which we understand that the righteous acts of the Lord are pretty much doing the law, statutes, and commandments to the best of our abilities. You know?
All right, I'm gonna say this too to add to that, brother. The place of drawing waters as well as America. Because when you draw waters, you're drawing waters, you're in slavery, man. All right, you serving somebody. All right, that's what that represents. All right, being in captivity. Read that one more time, Mark.
This is Judges 5:11. It says, they that are delivered from the noise of the archers in the place of drawing waters, there shall they rehearse the righteous acts of the Lord. Yeah, even the righteous acts toward.
My bad. This is the place of drawing waters for the Israelites, all right? And here, which that goes with that Hosea too, all right? You know, when it said in the place where it was going to say, you are not a people, Lord, the Lord remember that we are his people, man. Roughly paraphrasing, but you know, over here we're gonna rehearse the righteous acts, man. And you look up rehearse, you know, the definition of rehearsal or rehearse, it tells you, which we know that from coming up as children, doing little plays, you're not gonna get it all right when you rehearse something, man. You're gonna have a time where somebody's gonna bust out laughing. Something's gonna, you know, your costume not gonna be right. You know, you might mess up your lines of the play. Same thing with us as a people. We are rehearsing the righteous acts, so you're gonna mess up sometime. You're not in your kingdom to do it to the 144%. All right, you can't keep Purim. You can't keep the Passover and all those things right, but you can rehearse them. You can do them, strive to the best of your ability of the ones you can do. All right, and the ones you can, I can get into it, but go ahead. Go ahead.
I got a precept.
I could have.
All right.
You got it, bro. That was it.
Let me see if I get it.
We're rehearsing. We're trying to do everything to the best of our ability. That's what we have. We know we can't keep everything perfect, but it's something that we can do. And this is Ecclesiasticus or Sirach 17:25. Return unto the Lord and forsake thy sins. Make thy prayer before his face and offend less. like I said, and that goes hand in hand of what rehearsing and doing everything to the best of your ability. We know that it's a lot of things that we can do, but if you can't do it, do it. You know, lineups, not smoking, and so on and so forth. It's a lot of things that we could do that offends the Lord that you can stop doing. You know, but working on the Shabbat sometimes, you know, that's some things that we can't control because we do have to pay our bills and so on and so forth. And there's many other examples, but the goal is to offend less.
Hey, the reason why the Lord, all right, demanded, because we're basically demanded the rehearsal over here, because we wasn't gonna never get it right till we get in the kingdom. Listen, if we get the laws right over here, then there would be no need for the new covenant. Or there will be no need for to put the laws in our inward parts. You got to understand what the fulfilling of the word of the Lord is, man. All right, like even certain things is set in certain. We like, well, if we can't keep the law, how we gonna get saved? Because we not saved by the law. The old letter kill it. We saved by grace, but we're under the law. Under the law, we can't come from under the law. All right, because why? The law is the way we live. We live within the commandments, and the law, the end all, the be all with the law is not just thou shalt not do this, thou shalt not do that. Really, the law is the entire book of the law. The book is the law. All right, generally, it's the precepts, it's the commandments, all right, it's the statutes. So technically, we under the entire book. You know, Jacob, well, that ain't the law, the whole book. Really, the laws are strewn through in the book, man. That's why it's not 10 laws. You know, Jake just think, oh, this is this amount of laws. Now you got marital laws, you got dietary laws, etc., man. All right, but we're rehearsing them because we're only going to be perfect with them once the laws is in our inward parts. All right, that's it. You got it, bro.
Yeah, Yahushua actually told the scribes and Pharisees, is it not written in your law, law, that ye are gods? And where is that? That's in the book of Psalms. So the Psalms are laws. The whole Bible is the book of the law, man. Everything, even in Revelation, it tells you don't add or take away from the book, but these plagues will be added unto you. That's a law. That's in the last page of the Bible.
Yes. Strewn it through.
Yeah. Samaki, you got the Isaiah 59 and 21?
It's Isaiah 59 and 21. As for me, this is my covenant with them, saith the Most High. My spirit that is upon thee, and my words which I have put in thy mouth shall not depart out of thy mouth, nor out of the mouth of thy seed, nor out of the mouth of thy seed, saith the Most High, from henceforth and forever.
From henceforth and forever, man.
That's everybody.
Yeah. Your kids, your kids' kids, your kids' kids' kids. Which, you know, you are your great grandkids, so the cycle just repeats, man. We're bound by this law forever. We're the Israelites. We made a covenant, which we broke, and the new covenant, which is made on better promises. Like brothers been saying all night, the new covenant contains the law also. So there's no way getting around that, man.
If I could add too, yeah, Jake always say, hey, we can't keep the law. You know, the law done away with, but they love to say the law done away with. But these Christian Jakes, they love running the church on Sunday with their tithe money. You know, they love paying their tithes. You know, so I thought the law was done away with. Why are you paying tithes? And then you would have to kill a nigga and tell him he got to go to, you know, he can't go to church on Sunday. That's another one. They think that's their day of rest. They think Sunday is their Shabbat. You know, you know that's like keeping a law. So Jake just want to pick and choose what law they want to, you know, keep.
I'm gonna say this. You finished, brother? Salaki.
Oh yeah, come on. Yeah.
I'm gonna say this. It's just this straight. All right. I'm gonna get extremely technical. If you take away the law is the words of the Lord. Like we know the law by the words. That means you gotta take away Yahushua. Yeah, we gonna get technical. All right, because technically Yahushua is the word. He's the actual word. So you would have to take him completely away. All right, like he got to get completely X'd out. You got to completely crucify him. And you can't say, sweet Jesus is going to save me. He's coming back because how? You killed him because he is the law. That's why the old letter don't matter. All right, because it's why it's the law. That's I wish I coming with, man. You got it, bro.
Yeah, even the prophecies of laws, you can't break a prophecy. All right, a laws can't be broken. All right, there's consequences. So the whole Bible, which contains our history, our present, our future, the prophecies, commandments, all of it is the law. The whole is the law. We just read it in Baruch, the 4th chapter. But I know you said you had.
I got that.
Wait, you want to get something, Goliath?
No, I was saying I got that point that you just made still in Matthew 5:19.
I'll go back to that. And then we go to Kabar.
God, it's Matthew 5:18. It says, "For
again?
verily verse 17. Think not that I come to destroy the law or the prophets. I am not come to destroy, but to fulfill. For verily I say unto you, till heaven and earth pass, not one jot or one tittle shall in no wise pass from the law till all be fulfilled.
Right. Now,
whosoever.
Hold on a second. Bayan, get Ecclesiastes 1 and 4 real quick. Goliath, read verse 18 again.
Come. It says, for verily I say unto you, till heaven and earth pass, one jot or one tittle shall in no wise pass from the law till all be fulfilled.
Now it says the law is going to exist as long as the earth exists. All right, till heaven and earth pass. Now let's see how long is the earth going to last. Bayan, get that Ecclesiastes.
This is the book of Ecclesiastes 1 and 4. It says, one generation passeth away, and another generation cometh, but the earth abideth forever.
So if the law exists as long as the earth exists, and the earth abideth forever, what does that mean? The law is forever. As long as there's a planet Earth, there's going to be the laws of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. There's no way around that. Keep going.
On Ecclesiastes?
Verse 19.
I got some heat rock.
We got that word fulfilled too. They got some heat in there.
Yeah, precept too.
Go get all that meat off the bone. Keep going.
You want to let Kaya go first with the word fulfilled?
This the word fulfill in the online etymology. It says to fill up, to take the place of something, perhaps with a sense of completion. It says to carry out, consummate, to complete, and to finish. See, Yahweh Shai was the end of the law, which was the finish, because technically the law would have ultimately killed us, because we wouldn't be able to keep it until the prophecy be fulfilled where we have it in our inward parts. At least Yahweh Shai came to basically complete or carry the law out through him with the grace and mercy. We'd have been finished. You got it.
I got it right here.
You got it. Go ahead.
Got some heat rock.
You got it.
You can break it down to I'm a wild guy. It's kind of it's all good though. This is Galatians 3 and 15. It says, brethren, I speak. It says, brethren, I speak after the manner of men, though it be by a man's covenant, yet if it be confirmed, no man disanulled it or added thereof. Now to Abraham and his seed were the promises made. He had not in He said not into his seeds as of many, but as of one, into thy seed, which is Hamashiach. It says, and this I say, that the covenant that was confirmed before of Yahweh and Hamashiach, the law, which was 430 years after, could not disannul that it should make the promise of none effect. All right. It says, for if the inheritance be of the law, it is no more of promise, but Yahweh give it to Abraham by promise. It says, wherefore then severeth the law? ? It was added because of the transgressions, till the seed this is what's getting into what Kaya was talking about. This is wherefore then severed the law. It was added, my bad, because of the transgressions, till the seed should come to whom the promises was made, and it was obtained by the angels in the hands of a mediator. Now a mediator is not a mediator of one, but Yahweh is one. Is the law then against the promises of Yahweh? Question mark. God forbid. For it there have been a law given which could have given life. Verily righteousness should have been by the law. But the scriptures had concluded all under sin, that the promise by faith of Hamashiach Yahushua might be given to them that believe. All right, and this goes on to say, but before faith came, we were kept under the law, shut up unto the faith which should hereafter be revealed. Wherefore the law was our schoolmasters to bring us unto Hamashiach, that we might be justified by faith.
Okay. And that's beautiful, because it goes into how the covenant, the promise that was given to Abraham, that precedes the law, the covenant that the Lord made with Israel. So he made a promise to Abraham. Abraham, of course, is the father of Isaac. Isaac is the father of Jacob. Jacob is the progenitor of the 12 tribes of Israel, which, you know, today is a great nation. So the Israelites made a covenant to keep the law, and if we broke the covenant, we'd be under the curses. But prior to us making an agreement to keep the law, the covenant already existed through faith. So what the brother just read is that Yahushua came to fulfill the law, meaning you have to follow Yahweh through faith, the same way Abraham did. That's how the covenant was established. It wasn't established through the law. It was established through faith first. And the same thing is happening in these last days. All right, Abraham's father didn't grow up keeping the commandments. His father, I believe his name is Terah, he followed idols the same way our parents followed idols, and we had to follow Yahushua and the laws of schoolmaster to follow us through Yahushua, so we could receive salvation through faith. The same thing that happened to Abraham. So we're all sons of Abraham, so we all have to keep the commandments through faith, and faith comes before the law. Yeah, that's Apostle Paul, you know, just going in. And again, Apostle Peter, he made the point all the time, like if you're unlearned in the scriptures, Paul's writing to go over your head, and you could wrestle with them to your own destruction. Somebody could easily read that passage and be like, oh, okay, I don't faith, I don't have to keep the commandments and just be a reprobate. No, you establish the law through faith.
I got you. I got a precept for you.
I'm reading the headline to that particular thing, and it says the law led to Hamashiach. It says the Mosaic law was not designed to be the final code of the religious life, but to prepare the soil of the human heart to receive Yahushua Mashiach in all the fullness of his salvation.
Yeah,
it was a tutor of the Hebrew people, right, to enable them to become religious teachers of mankind. But you know, it's only supposed to be Israel, man.
Yeah. You know, they're going to throw out that humankind, but it's really for Israel. And the Hebrew word tawarah, it means teaching. It means law, but it also means teaching. So it's the same thing. The law is our schoolmaster. But you had a point, Kayal? You had a precept?
Yeah. It not to back you up about it, is more or less we justified in the law by faith. All right, like the brother said, because if Yahushua is the end of the law, right, we have to have faith and believe unto salvation, as it tells you in Romans 10:10. All right, we have to confess with our mouth and believe unto salvation, which Yahushua always say that Paul always say, hey, have faith into the coming of our salvation. Faith. Paul don't teach the law to you, like keep the law, because faith triumphs the law. This Galatians 2:16. It says, knowing that a man is not justified by the works of the law. The root word in justified is just. So when a man be just or devout, the law don't make him just. When Yahushua saw Nathaniel and he said, Israelite indeed, it wasn't because Nathaniel kept the law. All right. It was that his spirit, he had faith. All right. He was a devout man through the spirit. It wasn't that he was perfect through the law. It says, but knowing that a man is not justified by the works of the law, but by the faith of the Mashiach Yahushua. Even we have believed in Yahushua that we might be justified by the faith of Yahushua and not by the works of the law. For by the works of the law shall no flesh be justified. You can't get around that. You got it.
Come on. Keep going to 21. Huh? Brother just posted it.
It says, but if while we seek to be justified by Yahushua, we ourselves also are found sinners. Is therefore Yahushua the minister of sin? Our power forbid. For if I build again the things which I destroyed, I make myself a transgressor. For I through the law am dead to the law, that I might live unto Yahweh, our power. I am crucified with Yahushua. Nevertheless, I live, yet not I, but the Mashiach liveth in me. And the life which I now live in the flesh, I live by faith. I live by faith of the Son of the Mashiach Yahushua of Yahweh, who loved me and gave himself for me, that grace and mercy. I do not frustrate the grace of our power, which goes back to the mercy. For if righteousness cometh by the law, then the Mashiach is dead in vain, man. Come on, man. Because you can't be righteous by the law. Because the letter kills us over here. Because we can't keep the whole law. If you offend in one thing, you offend in the entire law, man. All right. So now we all die if we be justified by the law. But we still under the law.
You got these cats that say that all day too. The law, the law, the law. But Negro, you don't even know the different fabrics you got on. You got about 20 different fabrics on, man. You offending the law with that.
You're offended.
When you have a garment on, or you have took the clothes on, gotta be all one fabric, man. Jake got polyester, cotton, some type of hybrid fabric, all type of shit on, man. You know,
with fringes on it.
Yeah.
Kill yourself. You'll kill yourself trying to keep the whole law. That's why brothers say, be not righteous over much, or why should thou destroy thyself? That don't mean we don't govern ourselves by the law. Our mind is still under the law of the Lord to the best of our ability. And that's the end all be all. We don't wreck our minds and fall out and say, man, I went bought something on the Sabbath. You know, it's coincidentally or whatever. Man, you know, we pray and move on, bro. You can't let the law, it said, let not your sins weigh you down and your iniquities lift up themselves, man. All right. So at the end of the day, the law will condemn a man in his mind, man. That's why you see a lot of these niggas bug the fuck out. All right. They want their philosophies and all that showing, oh, I'm keeping the law. See, I got the headband with the star David right here screaming, Judah. Man, come on, man.
Yeah, hey, and you can't tell me one of them Negroes that'll wear a phylactery on his head all day, man, throughout public.
Yeah.
Which you don't, you know, for the ones who don't know, go look up what a phylactery is, man, and what it represents. I haven't seen a Jake yet with that on. All right. It's like you got these, you know, these guys that try to wear fringes all day. They all. I didn't watch a guy. You at the airport. You waiting for your flight. Look down the window. He got the fringes on, loading the plane now. I said, man, this nigga crazy. Nigga crazy. He just throwing the conveyor belt. He got the fringes hanging under the. I mean, just work for Southwest, bro. Don't you gotta do all that shit, man. The Jake gotta be over the top, you know. Jake gotta be over the top, man.
Mm-hmm. Jake like, nah, it's Spirit Airlines. It's Spirit.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Spirit.
Yeah, I saw Jake in Walmart when I was on the phone. You got his 3 children behind him. They shopping. Jake just got them, but it's sticking out, bro. I ain't tell Jake nothing. You know, I ain't salute Jake, nothing. Just I'm just a civilian that shop at Walmart when I go in Walmart, bro. Or wherever I'm at. I'm just walking around.
Yeah, but a nigga will pull out a pack of cools though, man. You know?
And pack them bitches on his hand. Pack them
We didn't see
bitches.
it all the time. We didn't see it all the time. Jake professor keeping the law all day, but still live like a nigga though, man. Nigga still eating pork chops, still eating bologna sandwiches. All right. I mean, come on, man. We in captivity. You can't do it. You know, I didn't seen them other guys. You know, they them old outdoor. They really them why Israel. They try to live that old outdoorsman life, natural sister, my sister. You know, and it's still just going off, man. But you can't tell those people nothing though, man. All right, we at 42. Probably like 5 more minutes.
You got it, Samaki.
All right, this is Sirach 12:6. For the Most High hateth sinners, and will repay vengeance unto the godly, and keepeth them against the mighty day of the punishment. So we know that transgression of the law is sin. So there must be a law then, you know. So it's something still written in stone somewhere. So the Most High hateth sinners, man, because niggas are still breaking the law to this day. But like I said, we had that grace though. You know, but all we saying, we acknowledging there's still a law in place.
When you read Revelation, what is it? The 19th chapter, the scripture tells you that Yahweh Shah is coming back to judge and make war. So what is he judging if the law is done away with? How you judge somebody without a law? You don't go in the courtroom, the judge just has a gavel, like, you know what, you under grace.
Yeah, you free to go.
Yeah, you free to go. You didn't rob the bank, you shot a nigga, you got a car full of duffel bags full of money, but you under grace. There's no law anymore. No, if you have a judge, you have a law. That's what you judge by. So if Yahweh Shah is coming back to judge and make war, that means the law still exists. But you got it, Kabar.
So yeah, like I'm just going to go back up, just what y'all saying, man. Is 2nd Esdras 9. I'm start verse 30. And thou spakest, saying, Hear me, O Israel, and mark my words, thy seed of Jacob. For behold, I sowed my law in you, and it shall bring fruit in you, and ye shall be honored in it forever. But our fathers, which received the law, kept it not, and observed not the ordinance. And though the fruit of thy law did not perish, neither could it, for it was thine. Yet they that received it perish, because they kept not the thing that was sown in them. And lo, it is custom when the ground have received seed, or the seed of the sea, a ship, or any vessel meat or drink, that being perished wherein it was sown or cast into that thing also which was sown or cast therein or received do perish, and made them not with us. But with us it have not happened so. For we that received the law perish by sin, and our heart also which receive it, notwithstanding the law perish not, but remaineth in its force. That's plain right there.
Yeah,
I got some too. It's kind of lengthy, but it's good though. Still going into the same thing. This is Romans 7, and I'm gonna start about 20, and I'm gonna read down going into chapter 8. It says, "But it is good that let me get it. It says 18, for I know that in me, that is in my flesh, dwelleth no good thing, for to will is present within me, but how to perform that which is good I find not. It says, for the good that I would, I do not, but the evil which I would not, I do. All right. It says, now if I do that I would not, it is no more I that do it, but sin that dwelleth in me. It says, I find then a law that when I would do good, evil is present with me. It says, for I delight in the law of Yahweh after the inward man. But I see another law in my members, warring against the law of my mind, and bringing me into captivity to the law of sin, which is in my members. That's why he says, O wretched man that I am, who shall deliver me from the body of the body of this debt? And that's this. The next verse is what we do right here. It says, I thank Yahweh through Yahweh Shah Mashiach, our Lord. So then with the mind I serve, with the mind I myself serve the law of Yahweh, but with the flesh, the law of sin. All right. And it goes on to say, therefore there is therefore now no condemnation to them which are in Yahweh Shah Mashiach, who walk not after the flesh, but after the spirit. For the law of the spirit of life is Yahweh Shah Mashiach, has made me free from the law of sin and debt. It says, for what the law could not do, and that it was weak through the flesh, Yahweh sending his own son in the likeness of sinful flesh, and for sin, condemned sin in the flesh. Is there any more? But it says, I in it right here, it says that the righteousness of the law might be fulfilled in us who walk not after the flesh, but after the spirit. You got it out.
God, and how do you walk after the spirit without laws, man? Without ordinances, without statutes? There's boundaries to walking in the spirit. Otherwise, you're just following your lust. You eat whatever you want to eat whenever you're hungry. You sleep with whoever. You're just being lascivious. You have to have laws in order to have righteousness. You have to have righteousness in order to walk in the spirit. All of those things go hand in hand. But so you had one, Bayan? You want to say something to Bar?
Yeah, I will say, yeah, the scripture that I brought out, it's thy law did not perish, neither could it, for it's dying. Then the Lord said himself, the Lord changed not. They just
what that is, man.
It sounds like Darth Vader or something, man.
No, right?
Yeah, man.
Yeah, you got it, Bayan.
Yeah, I want to back up what Kabar was saying. You know, yeah, that shit crazy. I hear that shit. It's like now backing up, like I said, at our parents, they failed us in the sense that they didn't uphold the laws and pass it down to us, which is saying right here in Psalm 78. This is Psalm 78 and 5. It says, for he established a testimony in Jacob and appointed a law in Israel, where he commanded our fathers that they should make them known to their children, that the generation to come might know them, even the children which should be born, who should arise and declare them to their children, that they might set their hope in the Most High and not forget the works of the Most High, but keep his commandments, and might not be as their fathers, a stubborn and a rebellious generation, a generation that set not their heart aright, and whose spirit was not steadfast with the Most High. So again, that's where our parents failed us, because this is something that was supposed to be constantly passed down from generation to generation. Even though we know, it's because of the curses where it was cut off at a point in time, but still, as we start to get these words, this is something that is supposed to endure forever. We're supposed to constantly, if you have a child and so on and so forth, this law needs to be passed down. Thus said the Lord.
If we don't teach our children the law, there's nothing to actually teach. There's nothing to teach Israel. We're governed by the laws. Like We don't have a school system where we actually we teach like American history and do all that. Nah, our history is to teach our children the book of remembrance. All right, from generation to generation, which everything inside of the book contains the way that we live, which is the law. So if we didn't have the law to teach our children, we would have nothing to teach them, man. All right, because the scriptures tell you to teach your children's children from generation to generation. But what the Lord is telling us to teach them, not social studies, not science, man. All right, He's telling us to teach our children the law, man. You got it, bro.
So, Abaratazar, that lesson was edifying. It's very clear. The law is here forever. The earth is here forever. Yahweh Shah is forever. So the commandments are here forever. There's no way around it. Anybody teaching contrary is a devil, is a degenerate. So Abaratazar, this was edifying to the elect. We're going to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh. Double honors the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and Shabbat Shalom to the hopeful elect. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.